gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car. I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
We are starting off this midday with new information and a very sad update for you out of Sumter. As we now know, the shooting that injured a 9-year-old boy has turned fatal.
Wow. So there you have it. Sumter, South Carolina. They shot up the mobile home and they deleted a 9-year-old boy. Man. I mean, these Thug Max Alpha Simps, these hood ninjas out here, they're on a different type of timing. They don't care who's in the crib no more. Grandmama, mama, auntie, mama. They don't care. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Hours ago, News 19 learned that the 9-year-old who was shot in Sumter on Monday has died. The Sumter County coroner has identified the little boy as Gregory Robinson Jr. Now, investigators say they went to this mobile home on Bonneau Street for reports of a shooting. Once they were inside, they say they found Robinson with a gunshot wound to his forehead.
Wow. Can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. You got a young man, 9 years old, didn't do nothing to nobody, just got caught in the middle of a beef, which resulted from crash out culture. And there you have it.
He was taken to the hospital, but unfortunately he died early this morning. Investigators say they saw more than 24 bullets in the home, in the windows, in the walls. Sumter County Sheriff is asking anybody for help to call Crime Stoppers 1-888-CRIME-SC.
Child is in critical condition now after somebody fired multiple rounds into a home early this morning. Our Chris English visited the home this evening and tells us more.
I'm standing in front of a home in northwest Sumter where a 9-year-old child was critically injured after sheriff's deputies say gunfire rang out in this otherwise quiet neighborhood.
One of our Sumter County Sheriff's Office deputies was doing routine patrol when he overheard gunshots. He turned to respond to the area where he heard the gunshots coming from.
Wow. So this man was just doing a routine checkup, routine patrol, going through the streets, and ish pops off. Guys, y'all have to understand how dangerous the community is right now. It is hot and people's tempers are high because of the economic situation. There's not much relief coming anytime soon, and things are looking more dire and dire by the day. And the community is suffering. We're suffering from the influence of crash out culture. We're suffering from the influence of hip hop culture. We're suffering from the influence of get back culture. And it's all playing a part into what we're seeing now. You have a 9-year-old innocent child, 4th grader. I mean, it's unfathomable, but it happens all the time in the community, and it needs to stop.
And he reported the gunshots to dispatch. The deputy was able to join other deputies at the scene. They got a specific location and arrive at the scene.
Mark Bordeaux with the Sumter County Sheriff's Department says deputies were able to quickly respond to the area where shots had been fired. Those deputies raced to Bonneau Street where they found a green mobile home that was riddled with bullet holes. Investigators marked more than 24 apparent bullet holes in the home, with many piercing the walls and windows.
When our deputies arrived on scene, they were met by family members who directed them inside their home. And it was there that the deputy found a juvenile who'd been struck by a bullet.
The 9-year-old was transported to the hospital where the child remains in critical condition tonight. Neighbors we spoke to, who declined to speak on camera, said the family had recently moved into the home and that gunfire woke up the whole street. Bordeaux says investigators are working on this case nonstop.
They're working around the clock to track down those responsible for these horrendous acts. For those who have information, I would encourage them to please call 911.
You know, and hopefully somewhere in Sumter, South Carolina, you know, Sumter is a very historical place for Black Americans, okay? There are a lot of plantations in Sumter. A lot of Black men earned their freedom out there in Sumter, and they bought property and they established things for themselves, and it just seems like maybe it's not getting passed down properly. The new generation is fumbling the bag, or maybe they didn't get passed down anything, but it's like these guys have nothing to live for, and in the community that creates a very hostile situation. And this is old country. This is country niggas. I mean ninjas now, okay? These are country ninjas. So they, you know, they moving a little different from them city dudes who just gonna walk down. It's a lot of room. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of places to hide. And if you ain't careful, man, they will pull up and take your life.
Or during business office hours, rather, called the Sumter County Sheriff's Office.
And if you believe you have any information that could lead to the identity of those responsible in this case, the Sumter County Sheriff's Office says please give them a call at 803-436-2000. Reporting in Sumter County, Chris English, News 19, WLTX.
News.
Just remember him, like everything about him, his smile, his talk, his voice, his size, his heart, his spirit, everything. Just keep it with you, because I'm not gonna let it die down.
Tonight at 6, a community in mourning, remembering the life of a 9-year-old who was senselessly shot and killed while sleeping at his home on Monday.
Wow, man. And this young kid, he was getting involved in sports. He was starting an athletic path. Not many options out there in rural Sumter. It's a it's a very spaced out place. And that's where you get them real good football players who just country strong. They working hard at a small school. It's like the small town goes to the national championship. It's a Friday Night Lights dream, or in today's version, All-American dream, except you know, it's out here in the South rather than in California. The show is what I'm talking about, referring to, for anybody who is interested. But you know, the kid is starting his journey as an athlete, and to have his life ended so abruptly, it's unimaginable, and it's a disgrace. Community has to do better. We need to speak up more, and we need to end these beefs and put these guns down. I know it sounds cliche, but we are doing a number on ourselves that, like I said, when you start to look back and you look back at history, we're not going to look favorable on what we was putting down in this era.
Happening now, a balloon release and prayer to honor Gregory Robinson Jr., affectionately called Doodle.
Investigators say a family of 4 were in their home off Bonneau Street in Sumter around 1:30 in the morning. The outside of their home was sprayed by gunfire, leaving bullet holes in the doors, walls, and windows. Robinson was hospitalized and in critical condition before he passed away late last night.
WIS reporter Naomi Popa joins us live at Dillon Park, where family and community members are gathered. Naomi, you have updates in the case, and you've also spoken to friends of Gregory. What did they tell you about him?
Hannah, Greg, that's right. The balloon release is set to begin in just a few minutes. It's meant to serve as a tribute to Robinson's life and give family members, close friends, and community members an opportunity to grieve this tragic loss.
He's always going to be Doodle. He's going to ask you what he want to ask you, say what he want to say, and he's going to pay attention to everything. And he was very smart, like small, but he had a very big heart. He was one of the smallest and strongest players I had in a long time.
Brian Brockington tells me Gregory's name was Doodle on and off the field. Brockington was his football coach and tells me he spent multiple days a week training him. He says hearing the news was heartbreaking.
Just remember him, like everything about him, his smile, his talk, his voice, his size, his heart, his spirit, everything. Just keep it with you, because I'm not going to let it die down.
Investigators say no arrests have been made in the shooting, but several leads are still being followed. Wednesday afternoon, Sumter Sheriff Anthony Dennis issued a $10,000 reward for anyone with information that leads to an arrest. Brockington tells me he will forever remember Doodle and hopes others do the same.
He haven't been here long enough to have nothing bad to be remembered about him, so you should remember everything about him. There's nothing you shouldn't want to not remember, because every moment was great.
Remember his smile, his voice, his heart, his spirit, and always keep it with you. Brockington says those were his favorite things about Doodle. The sheriff's office tells me the suspect or suspects will be charged with first-degree murder and three counts, of attempted murder. Reporting live in Sumter, I'm Naomi Popa, WIS News 10.
All right, Naomi, thank you. A $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest is being given. You are asked to call the Sumter County Sheriff's Office if you know anything about the shooting.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetizing shadow banning this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Absolutely heartbreaking update tonight on a story we told you about earlier this week. This little boy was shot innocently inside his home, gone to bed for the evening, and tonight family and friends and really the entire state are coming together to mourn his loss. He is 9-year-old Gregory Robinson Jr., and he was affectionately known as Doodle by his friends and family, and he died this morning after somebody shot at his home in the middle of the night on Monday in Sumter. News 19's Shelly Garzone spoke with his football coach about the legacy he'll leave behind.
And you know, my question was who was involved in the beef that instigated this shooting? See, a lot of brothers are picking off more than they can chew when it comes to these beefs, and I think it's a trend now to have fallen soldiers, fallen angels in the hood, and it's just not it, bro. It doesn't work, and it's a dead end, but we still continue to perpetuate these horrible practices and wonder why we are still stuck as a community.
Doodle was one of the ones that rode with me, so he's one of the ones in my game plan that got me gonna have my team running half of practice. He was just that guy.
A leader, a team player, a go-getter. That's how Coach Brian Jamar Brockton will remember his player, Gregory Robinson Jr. Robinson was a quarterback and running back with Gator Elite Sports in Sumter.
When you think about him, you always think about looking down because he's so small, and he's looking up, asking you whatever he want to ask you or say whatever he want to say.
Coach Jamar says the last time he saw Robinson was Saturday, after he scored his very first touchdown of his career.
He always had his team back. He always wanted to be a leader at 9-year-old. Sometimes you have kids 12 years old that won't want to step up, but he'll step up. Anytime you call his name at any position, any situation, he's ready to go in there. And he's going in there to give it his best.
On Monday, the Sumter Sheriff's Department says they responded to a call of a shooting at a mobile home on Bonneau Street. When deputies arrived, they found the young boy had been shot in the forehead. He was taken to the hospital, but early Wednesday morning, Robinson died from his injuries. And now the search is on for those responsible for his death.
resources, our personnel, our technology, whatever it takes, we're gonna bring them to justice. I can assure you, I feel confident that we're going to identify the individuals with this case.
Sumter County Sheriff Anthony Dennis says they've called in SLED to assist with the investigation.
We have some leads that we're following. We have several officers assigned to this case. I have also a task force that I've assembled to this case.
Coach Jamar says his team will honor Robinson's jersey number 55 forever.
That jersey number, nobody's ever wearing that again. We're going to keep that number. It's just his.
Man, and the fact that you got to retire a 9-year-old's jersey. Yo, the community's on some wicked stuff, bro. These super gremlins are demon time.
So that number 55 will no longer be worn.
Shelly Garzone, News 19, WLTX.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how you can listen to that and not cry. Sumter County Sheriff's Department and the solicitor is offering a $10,000 reward to anybody that has information that will lead to an arrest in this case. As you heard, they want to find who shot this innocent boy that they called Doodle. Please call Crime Stoppers, 1-888-CRIME-SC.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.